Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Avernum. In the last episode, we played through the little tutorial section at the beginning, but at this point, we're basically free to do whatever we want. Um, we can explore with no limitations, as far as I know, but we are going to start with checking out Fort Avernum here. Let's see. That hotkey is W. Yeah, so these little crossed axes here, I believe, are what mark where we are here in Fort Avernum. So it looks like we have a couple towns around us here that we could check out. Um, so perhaps we'll explore around the town first and then go check some of those out. Um, we were told that we could get some money and some information from some people. Sign says Tour's Supplies. So why don't we head on in here and talk to Tor? There's a tall man sitting behind the counter, wearing bronze armor. Behind him is a large rack of crude stone and bronze weapons. He recognizes you as a new arrival in an instant. Don't recognize you, and I recognize everyone. You must be new. He rises and shakes your hand. You can see how desperately pale the years down here have made him. I'm Tor. I'm here to give you some supplies before you go on your way. What do you do here? Well, sometimes I maintain the weapons of the guards. Sometimes I guard travelers going to Silvar. But I spend most of my time giving supplies to newcomers. What is Silvar? Silvar is the closest town to the west, which we saw on the map. A very good place to find work, if you need it. You should ask Thrill about it. Theril. His office is the next building to the south. Do the weapons need lots of maintenance? He looks back at them with disdain. Pretty crude work, huh? Good metal is rare down here. Tools to work it, rarer still. And enchanted items? Good luck finding them. Magical items, they can be found? Sometimes. Some are made at the Tower of the Magi. Also, when Avernum was first discovered, the Empire sent many explorers down here. A lot of them were killed, but their equipment remains. Such items are rare and valuable, precious. Though I wouldn't go hunting them. Better to live a peaceful life in one of the forts, I think. I have another question. Can I have some supplies? Tor nods, makes some notes on a scroll of crude parchment, and hands you a pouch. Some dried meat and a loaf of unappealing, slightly gray bread. This is the starting allowance all new arrivals are given to help them get established. We want you to become productive citizens of Avernum as soon as possible. Good luck to you. Where do you get the supplies you give out? Some are sent here by the army, others are sent by the Empire. Sometimes they give us weapons and food and other things. We find them in the arrival caves with the new exiles. Okay. It looks like that's everything we can get on a tour. He gave us a little bit of bread and some dried meat. I'm sure we'll put that to use eventually. We got some stuff here, but it's marked as steel. So, as far as I know, I think they'll become hostile, or maybe we'll get a fine or something. I'm not sure exactly how stealing works. I tend to stay away from it if I'm inside of people. Although I'm sure there's plenty of stuff we will steal as well. The sign says Office of Theril. So this is the guy we were told could give us some information, I believe. Someone out here, though, Dunbar. Why don't we speak to him first? You see a worn and scarred, middle-aged man. He has the thin, washed-out look you already associate with many years in Burnham. Hope your time here is kinder to you. He carries a potted plant and a shovel. He nods at you and sets down the pot for a moment. I'm Dunbar, he says. Welcome. What's your job? I'm the groundskeeper and gardener and fix-it man. I like gardening best, but I do what they need. Tell me about the plants. Well, we've bred some pretty weird plants down here. All sorts of mushrooms for food and fodder. Those weird twisted trees give what little wood we have, and so on. Mages make the plants. I grow them. You eat the mushrooms? Yes, and not too much else. You get sick of them before too long, but they're food, and that's what counts. How do trees grow down here? Of course, we're in a cave, there's no light, right? Amazing, aren't they? The roots dig into the rock, and the leaves absorb moisture from the air. They get light from the fungus above. I can't figure out how the scrawny things stay alive, but they do. I've never heard of trees like these. That's because they were created down here by the wizards. They live in a tower to the south or something. All the wizards go there. They do all that standard weird stuff with demons and such. But they all make plants too. Without them, we'd all be dead. That's all for now. I think we learned something pretty important there, which is, like, all of these plants and how they get the wood and stuff was all magically made from, I guess, the wizards in the mage's tower. Varan. This must be this guy up here, I think, from the looks of it. There's an Avernite wandering around the streets of the fort, looking for new arrivals. He wears a jerkin of thick lizard hide, and a bow of black wood hangs from his shoulder. The moment he sees you, he almost rushes to greet you. Welcome to Avernum, he says. I am Varan. You look newly arrived, and if you don't mind me saying, a bit aimless. I have an opportunity for you. What is this opportunity? The opportunity to fight for Avernum, so that we can all survive. And, in return, you can gain what little renown and comfort is available in this dark place. Tell me more. He nods. A wise choice. You should go to Silvar, west of here, and meet the mayor. I've been sent to recruit people like you, and I think you will find the work to your liking. That is all. I'll leave you to regain your bearings. He nods and walks off, looking for other potential recruits. Well, I was already planning to go to Silvar, but I guess we have more reason to now. Yeah, that'd be over here. And we do get a quest marker, that's nice. And as we can see, the Tower of Magi down here in the south as well. We'll probably want to check that out. I imagine that'd be a good place to get some equipment for our mage. And maybe learn some new spells. Won't go there right away, but I'm sure we'll make our way there. Let's talk to Theral. You see a slender, worried man wearing the robes of a mage. Somehow, despite the crude surroundings, he's impeccably dressed. He sits behind a desk laden with books and scrolls. When you enter, he lets out a world-weary sigh. Ah, another arrival. Another unfortunate. I am Theral, and I can give you information you can use to settle into life here. Alas, the news is all bad. You can tell me about Avernum? He grimaces. I'm here to help you, even if the help causes great pain. Help me? Well, every day or so, our benevolent overlords above hurl a few more souls into this hellish cesspit. Then they come to me, and I tell them just how bad things are here. He chuckles dryly. Normally, I'd be cheery, but today I'm just not in the mood. Anyway, I'm here to give information. I have another question. You give information? Yes, for example, on our lovely neighbors, the Nephilim and the Slith-Zerakai, or on your choices for escape, or how you get supplies, or on the local politics. The Nephilim you've heard of, there are many of them on the surface. However, until you arrived in Avernum, you've never heard of the Slith-Zerakai. What are the Slith-Zerakai? Lizard men, only live below ground, intelligent, powerful fighters. Very magically talented. We've been at war with them for years, and lately things have been at a stalemate. They live to the west. What are our chances of escaping Avernum? No chance. None whatsoever. We all stay down here until monsters hunt us down like dogs. Who runs things down here? Each town has a mayor. The mayors form a council. The council co-rules with King Micah, lord of our homey little pit. Micah lives in the Great Cave. To get there, you go a ways south and a ways west. By the way, the council meets in the castle. It's a place you should know about. What is the castle? It's our pride and joy. We built a real castle rocks, crude magic, and spit. King Micah lives there, orchestrating our desperate defenses. You should see it. It's reasonably impressive. It's in the Great Cave to the southwest. I have another question. Where should I go? I hear you can fight. Avernum needs that to delay the inevitable. There are 2 settlements near here. Tell me more. Dovno is to the north. It's a farming community, ravaged by Nephilim raids. You'd have better luck at Silvar to the west. It's the largest settlement nearby, and the mayor is always looking for warriors. I'd go there first, I think, if I was a warrior, which, happily, I am not. Seems like that's all he has to tell us. So we have another destination, then. Fort Dovno. Maybe Fort Dovno here. Okay, yeah, it's quite close. They're about the same distance away, so we'll probably check both of them out. Looks like way further up to the north we have some... This is all open in this area. The Great Cave here is what they were talking about. Castle. I'm sure we'll want to go meet the king eventually, but we'll get there when we get there. There's plenty to explore. Okay. Let's explore more around here. Door. Special encounter? This is a storeroom where the surface goods that the Empire occasionally sends down through the portal are stored before they're distributed throughout Avernum. Understandably, goods from the surface are very valuable down here. And it looks like no one is in here. So maybe I'll go ahead and throw down a little quick save and check out some of this stuff. Some chainmail. Take it and someone sees you, you can get in trouble. Stole it without anyone seeing you. Awesome. I'll actually move that up on the hulks here. We'll wait for him to get out of the way. I can move by clicking, but you can also use the arrow keys, so that's what I'm doing here. Crystal. Always like more crystals for selling. We got some broken pots. Doesn't look like much else around here. Kind of feel bad, but honestly, this place is a bit of a hellhole, so take what I can get, you know? Let me check the shortcuts here, just to see what the inventory set to I. We put a different shortcut in here. I would like it to be B. There we go. And we can take a look at this armor. 16% armor, which is 6 higher, 2% chance to evade, so it's an extra % chance to evade as well, but we take that -5 to hit. But like I was talking about in the last episode, I don't care too much about his hit chance, I just care about how much armor he has. We'll be selling all of this stuff once we find someone who will buy it. Sign here, surface goods storage. So there's more. Seems to be... Open the door. There's a chest down here. Some bars of iron. Not sure exactly what I can do with them, but... a bag of sugar worth 50. You can take that. What about here? It was locked, but we managed to open it anyways. Whoa. Got some sort of weird magical barrier here. I can pretend not to know about this, but I do remember these from the last time I played. And there's something we need to do later in the story, I believe, that gives us the ability to break these, or perhaps a spell. I can't remember exactly, but nothing we can do with that right now. But some gold and some herbs. Alchemical equipment, we'll take that. Now that was listed as gold, but I believe the way it works is what the money is described as doesn't really matter. It'll just give us a numerical value, and it'll all add up in our coins. So if it says 100 and it says gold and copper, it's the same amount, just 100 coins worth of gold or 100 coins worth of copper. So it's less what the money says and just the number beside it that matters. I believe, anyways. And I'll hold on to the alchemical equipment. That might be useful. I think the rest of it I can just sell, though. Ooh. Now that is nice. We can give that over to our archer here. 10 to 30, 27 to 61, with a bonus chance to hit. That is a great upgrade for him. And we can give his other bow. I guess no one really needs it, so we can just sell it. Some iron javelins. Might need him to throw them. Probably not. I'll probably just end up selling them, although it doesn't look like they have much of a value. So I'll either use them or sell them. We'll see what happens. Okay, looks like everything in there. Unless something I missed. Let's double check, actually. Ooh, a halberd. Good thing I went to check. Ooh, it has looks like some splash damage, 15 to 35 physical damage to foe near target. Can pass that on over and have our first two-handed weapon. I believe, anyways. The short sword can get passed on. I won't have him use melee often, but on the off chance he needs it, better to have it. And same thing with the shield, I guess. I don't think the shield applies to his armor when he is using the bow, but I could be wrong. Can always double check. He has 21 armor. And then if I swap to the sword, he still has 21. So I guess it does, actually. Oh, okay. So the shields apply a defense even when you're using your ranged weapon. That is good to know. I didn't know that. Or at least it lists it as. It might just be on the sheet, so it might not matter. What do we have in here? No people. That one's not even a steal. Anything to take? No. We are going to be ransacking things a lot. I didn't even check about Theryl's back room. Maybe there's something we can sneak inside here. It was locked. I'm sure I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I don't know that we'll be able to get into his chest without him seeing. So I don't think we'll be able to take any of his stuff, but perhaps we can come check up here. What do we have here? Visitors' chambers. Just an empty room. Okay. Nothing useful. Guards. Fort Avernum barracks. Just an unnamed guard in here. Let's throw down a save, see if we can steal anything. Oh, none of it's even stealable. Doesn't seem like anything super useful. Ah, so yeah, it says gold coins, but it's 70. So it's just going to be 70 money, regardless of it being gold. And no one saw, which is good. Energy potion we'll give to our spellcaster here. I'll try not to use energy potions unless I really need to, but sometimes you gotta. I do usually have a bad case of too good to use syndrome. We have a named NPC here. Acacia. You meet a powerfully built woman. She wears chainmail, with a sun insignia painted on the chest. It is faded and chipped, but still visible. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. She sizes you up and nods slightly. Heard you've been fighting from the moment you got here. You didn't just curl up and die. I approve. She shakes your hand. I'm Acacia. Are you a soldier here? Yes, I'm the guard captain for the barracks here at Fort Avernum. We got a bunch of good men here, and when the Nephilim come for us, we'll give them a good run. We work best on defense. Why are the Nephilim attacking you? They were thrown down here by the Empire, just like us. And they've always hated humans. We haven't attacked anybody. We just want some caves to call our own, not good enough for our foes. They won't rest until every human is on their dinner plates. Tell me about this fort. It's one of the most important places in the whole underworld. For us, I mean. If the Nephilim take Fort Avernum, arriving humans fall into their hands, and then she draws her thumb across her neck and makes a charming noise. I have another question. What is that design on your armor? You point out the insignia. It's a crude drawing of the sun. This? It's our symbol, the seal of Avernum. It reminds us of where we came from, where we hope to return. Any advice on where I should go? Anywhere. Wherever you go, there will be someone trying to take our land and find a tasty human to eat. Though most warriors who arrive here head west to Silvar first. The mayor there has a soft spot for new arrivals. Of course, some people want to find a way to escape the underworld. Fools, if you ask me. We had one of them through just a few weeks ago. Tell me more. Well, I met him. Someone tried to use one of those strange blue crystals to make a portal to the surface. It was a mad idea, and it wouldn't work. We made the fool leave before he gave any of the new exiles ideas. What was his name? Oh, I can't remember. He said he was heading up to Fermello, though. They're welcome to him. People who trifle with unknown magics are dangerous to everyone around them. What strange blue crystals? When the first people arrived in Avernum, they found a few of those bizarre crystals. When you looked into them, they talked to you. Spoke in your mind. Most of them are lost, but there are still a few around if you look hard. Some of them even teach interesting things, when they don't drive you mad. Seems like that's all she has to say. We'll have to keep our eye out for those crystals. If they can teach us stuff. I mean, that's what they say. Another entrance into the barracks. Lots of soldiers around here, though. Don't think I'll be taking anything. Moran we already spoke to. Is there any named soldiers in here? No, they're all just named guard. We do have a named character up over here, though. Diane? There's also a statue here. The sign says Avernum Memorial to the 94,000 souls who have been imprisoned here. The number has been sanded out and recarved many times. You see a quiet, frail woman. She's picking mushrooms. They're big, bloated, brown things, different from many such fungus you ever saw on the surface. When she notices that you are watching her, she blushes and stares into her basket. Greetings, she says in a quiet voice. I am Diane. Those are big mushrooms, aren't they? Lovely things, though the taste is bitter. They are most of what we eat down here, and drink, and what we feed our livestock. They don't grow on the surface. No, the wizards of the Tower of the Magi created them, using ordinary mushrooms and powerful magic. We depend on them. Without them, we could not live down here. What do you do here? I came here with Tor, my husband. Now that I'm here, I can help as best I can, by cooking, mainly. I've met Tor. He gave me some supplies. Ah, yes, your arrival allotment. We all got it when we came down here. Otherwise, everyone who arrived in Avernum would be poor and desperate. Then they'd rob people and end up in the Abyss. What is the Abyss? It's far to the west of here. It's where we send the criminals. Not everyone the Empire sends down is kind or sane. Those who can't live with us in peace are sent to the Abyss to live apart. You banish them? Doesn't that make you as bad as the Empire? She frowns. That's a foolish thing to say. There's still such a thing as evil and such a thing as justice. You wish to live with the thugs and murderers? Go to the Abyss. We won't stop you. Having said that, she calms down and returns to her mushrooms. Fair enough. Suppose we can pick some mushrooms. Oh, it looks like a tavern of some kind, maybe like a bar. Warwick? Meet a young woman with long black hair. She is sitting at a table eating a bowl of thin lizard soup. Her skin has not yet attained the paleness of one who spent a lot of time in Avernum. When you get close, her head jerks up. Once she has seen who you are, she returns to her soup, disappointed. Have a seat, fellow exile. I'm Warwick. Might as well regain our strength before we go out into the wilds. You seem like a recent arrival. Why were you sent down here? She looks down at the table. I've already learned that this is a rude question to ask. People are sent to Avernum because their secrets are revealed. Once they're here, they want them to become secrets again. She turns away. Fair enough. Don't ask people why they got sent here. Cave cows. Some more bags of meal. I'll take those. These cows have only just arrived from the surface, sent through the same portal that delivered you. They look quite displeased with their new surroundings and fodder. You wonder why the Empire is supplying Avernum with fresh livestock. Perhaps these were bad cows, naughty and rebellious, and Emperor Hawthorne's bovine agents punished their disloyalty with eternal exile. Nice. Something tells me that's probably not it, though. Looks like another storeroom of some kind. Janice. Meet a middle-aged woman who seems to be in a big hurry. Like everyone else you've met, she is extremely pale. She's holding a crude clipboard. She nods to you. Greetings, I'm Janice. Don't come to me for supplies. I just count them. I don't give them out. What are you doing? I'm in charge of supplies for the fort. The soldiers, they do their own cooking, but I'm the one they come to for the food, and weapons, and clothes. It's tedious work, but it keeps me busy as long as Theral is stationed out here. You already know who Theral is. Tell me about the soldiers. Yes, good lads and lasses, every one. Well, most everyone anyway. Just between you and me, the best gets sent to the front. The front? To the north, where all the Nephilim are, and to the west to fight Slitherikai. Avernum is a land of constant warfare. I doubt Andrew told you that when you first arrived. He didn't want you to succumb to despair, not right away anyway. And that's all for now. Anything down here that's not stealing that I can take? I can take some lamps as the light sources. All of that is just stealing. Boards. Yeah, looks like that's it. Like there's one more room to the south here, the southwest corner. Ah, it was locked and we managed to get it open. What do we have in here? 25 coins. Tunic. 4% armor. I don't think that's going to be an upgrade for anyone. That's just terrible. But leather pants is nice. Already wearing them on here, but I can pass these over. She can wear them. Anything else in the room? Roop heal. Ooh, now that will be useful. Actually, not going to put it on him. I'll put it on our secondary tank here. A 30 to 90 group heal for allies. That seems really nice. Anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Another locked door we got open. Ooh. And some robes. They only weigh 5 and they give armor 10. These weigh 10. So I would miss out on 2% chance to evade, but it weighs half as much. You know, I'm going to take one just in case, but she has plenty of time till she hits her encumbered state. If I need to, I can swap, but I'll probably find something better before then. Let's see again. We have a lectern here. There's a spell book, chained to the pedestal. The name of the owner is carefully inscribed on the spine. Daryl's Knowledge Compendium. It's very impolite to look at a mage's spellbook, but if you took a peek inside this one, it probably wouldn't hurt, unless, of course, it was trapped. Read the book and hope it's not trapped. Most of the contents are very basic. No help to you. There is, however, a description of a powerful, ancient, holy rite. It's rather out of place in this book. It's very interesting reading, though. You can improve your knowledge of the spell Call Storm here. You concentrate and try to memorize it. Your group's total arcane lore needs to be at least 7 to learn the spell. Unfortunately, you aren't able to understand it. I'm going to record that, just so that we can remember that when we have 7 arcane lore, we can come back here and improve the Call Storm spell, which is a mage spell that I'll be able to learn, I think. Call the Storm. So, yeah. Perhaps we'll come back here when we have better arcane lore, which is this here. I don't think we have any points in arcane lore yet. No. But I'll be investing in that on some of my characters. Mostly on her, I imagine, but maybe I'll mix out the points a little bit, since it is one of the ones that is shared among the party, I believe. The more of this in your group, the better. Yeah, it also helps with resisting mental effects, so it's not bad if other people take it. Only Aldous and Cordelia are going to be able to take it without investing in one of these, so I'll probably just be them that puts points in. We're also very close to our level up, so we should hit that quite soon. Well, it looks like we're almost about done with Fort Avernum. Yeah? Doesn't look like we have anyone else to talk to. Well, how about we, oh wait, there's one door we didn't check. Nothing in here. Okay. Well, let's, you step outside of Fort Avernum and get your first good look at your new home. You're at the east end of an enormous cavern, many miles across. In the dim, green light, you can look out through the mist and see a huge forest of strange fungal trees. A dark river flows by to the south, and to the west, you can dimly make out the lights of a town. Although you're far underground, it's not as quiet and peaceful as you thought it would be. Sounds echo well in this cavern. You can dimly make out the hisses of lizards, flowing water, and unnervingly the growls of distant humanoids. Your journey into Avernum is about to begin. There we go. Why don't we step outside? And this is our first view of the world map. So, we are in this bottom corner right now. So, this is the fungal forest they were talking about. Why don't we explore around? You can see when we are out on the world map, we travel together as one group. This looks like Dovno, Fort Dovno, up here, quite close to us. We'll probably go check that out soon. What do we got here? This looks like some of those cows. You encounter a stray, lost group of cave cows. They must have wandered away from a nearby farm. Try to round them up in the hopes of gaining a reward, but they're surprisingly nimble and stubborn. Eventually, they escape. Okay, maybe I'll be able to catch them eventually, I'm not sure. And there's Silvar over here. Looks like there's a campfire set up, some stuff around here. Let me go check that out. You see in the middle of this grove of twisted trees, a huge group of gremlins. These strange, manic creatures are rare on the surface. They're very cheery, but sometimes very volatile and dangerous. Strangely, this group doesn't seem happy at all. In fact, they seem downright suicidal. They lie around on their backs, shaking their heads and occasionally sobbing. Approach and talk to them? You carefully step forward. Some of them approach and sniff you. They seem to be smelling for something. Soon, they decide that you are completely uninteresting. Then they rush forward and unceremoniously kick you out of their grove. When you look back, you see that they've returned to their apathetic, mournful state. You must not have had anything that cheers them up. I could probably force my way in there and kill them, but I think if we come back with something else, something they're interested in, They might give us something that we wouldn't get otherwise, so I'm going to hold off on that for now, since I want to try and get as much as I can. Bandit territory to the north. Looks like we got something over here. A small group of goblins is camped at the base of the east wall. They watch you warily as you approach. There aren't too many of them, and they aren't well armed. They also don't seem to want to fight. I mean, I kind of want their stuff. So why don't we get into some battle, huh? And move forward a little bit. Why don't we cast Smite on one of these guys? Decent chunk of damage. Try out our new halberd. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Using blessings. If you run into trouble in combat, be sure to use blessings. The mage spell haste and the priest spells war blessing and protection, make you more effective in combat. Yeah, so there are 3 types of buffs, I believe, and you can have one of each active at a time, which will be a blessing, a ward, and a cloak. And we only have access to one of those things right now, as far as I know. Goblin Warrior seems to be the biggest of all these. We can go ahead and hit him with a big shot. And you can see here, Cloak of Curses is our first cloak. Gives your group's attacks a chance of putting a random curse on the target. So I could activate this and, I mean, why not? Throw this on. As you can see, we have Cloak of Curses then. So we have a chance of cursing enemies on hit. Ooh. He's taking a lot of damage there. Actually going to have him use heal. I will have her attack that one. Finish him off. And got a bolt of fire to try and finish off the Goblin Warrior. Nice. Alright. Make sure we're on our melee weapon. Ooh, and we missed, of course. Big hit. Finish him off. Nice. That bow does a lot of damage, so I could probably be one-shotting some of these guys. Save a little bit on her spell points since she doesn't have a ton yet. Nice. Oh, and we got that nice splash damage there as well. See if we can't one-shot one of these guys. Oh, another miss. Oh, so close. Probably can hold off, but I'll heal just in case. I don't want them to get a crit or something. Then, nice. Wrap this up nice and easy. Not bad. So, with how we are now in one of these battle instances, if we leave, we won't be able to pick up any loot. And as you can see, every time we pick something up, it's gonna cost an action point. And not enough action points, we could saw down there to be able to actually equip something. So that'll do it for her turn. It looks like that was everything they dropped, though. Yeah. Okay, so now we can end. We searched the goblin camp. They were desperately poor, but you do find a handful of grimy copper coins. 30. Yeah, it's not very good, but it's something. And we can head out here and put the belt on here. Most things I'm going to keep in Aldous' inventory, but I'll spread things out a little bit. However, we have our first level up to attend to. So we'll start with Aldous. We got some points to spend, 1 point, which we'll go ahead and put in endurance. Then we have 2 points to spend on skills. And I will do... I think for this level, I will do 1 and 1. I want to put a point there into arcane lore, just so we can start getting that up to learn new spells. We get to pick a new trait as well. And I think good health here for 5% extra health will be a good idea. Just to make him more tanky. That'll put his health up from 50. Except this, it'll put his health up to 53. So 3 extra points right now. But that'll only get better with time, so. Okay, on to our next. Here, we'll put our extra point into strength, maybe? Actually, I'm going to put this one into endurance. I will be pumping a lot of strength for her to make her deal lots of damage, but I'd like to get her endurance up so she has a decent health pool as well. Here I might do increases damage by, so every level in this gives you 1%, but you need to hit certain breakpoints in order to learn new disciplines. I back out of this quick. Oh, okay, I can check here. The next one is, it's going to be a while till we get the next one she really cares about. These ones, Shield Breaker, Leg Sweep, being more that we'll want as we go on. But the next one's Flawless Shot, which is for ranged, and she won't use that at all. So I think for now, I'm going to want to put a point. This will be 1% damage and chance to hit. Yeah, this will give us extra damage. Hardiness will be nice for extra damage resistance as well. She is going to be a bit of an off tank as well as damage, because, I mean, she is going to be in the front line, right? With our other 2 characters, we're going to go full into damage and ignore any defenses for the most part. Maybe quick action. I would like to get up here to Lethal Blow, because it gives a chance to deal a ton of extra damage. And I think that's very good, but... 1 point into parry might be nice as well. Let's go for 1 point there into hardiness. Probably Sure Hand for the accuracy. The 5% chance to hit is going to be nice, since she will be wearing some heavier armor and will take some hits. So I think that's what I'm going to want to pump up a lot. But good health will also be good. I think good health will become better as she gets higher level with more hit points, whereas Sure Hand will be a little bit better early on. So I'll start with that. Next off to our Archer, Mycroft here, who's going to put a point into Dexterity for damage and chance to hit. And both... Oh, I can only put 1 per level, okay. Then the other one will go up into Sharpshooter. Better chance to hit, will do more damage. Damage by 4 and chance to hit by 1. And this 2% chance to evade and a 10% chance of starting combat rounds with a bonus action point. For running further, that would be great, and the evade is nice, so I will put points into there, but for now, that's more important, I think. Sure Aim will give us damage. Deadeye will give us chance to hit. So I think chance to hit right now is going to be better, just because, as you saw in that last combat, I'm missing a lot of attacks. And that should be good for him. And finally, Cordelia. We'll put her point into Intelligence, 1 into Mage Spells, and 1 into Arcane Lore. Elemental Focus would give her some extra damage. Maybe even just an extra point of Intelligence. So we can get the 5% energy here, but how much do we get per? Does it say? Well, we'll go from 65 to... Oh, we can't test yet. Does this also increase? It's just energy and resistance. I think it looks like it might be 5 or 10 per point. I don't know. Let's go with the bonus point intelligence, I guess. I don't have builds completely figured out for all these characters, so I imagine getting her stats up will be the most important thing early on for a bigger spell pool. You can see as we move, we are healing in the overworld as well on the main map. But it does not refill our spell energy. I think that increases when we go into a town, which we can go do here. Got a nice little town jingle. Yeah, so now that we get into a town, we got fully healed. We can already see we had a captain there to talk to. Lots of people to talk to and explore here, so I have a little bit of time left in the video, so I can go ahead and explore this a little maybe. Maybe look around a bit. A lot of water around here. A lot of people to talk to. So, there's going to be a lot of talking and a lot of reading. So perhaps I will do a little more exploration and reading out all the dialogue, talking to the NPCs here, looking for the mayor as well. Maybe we'll start off the next episode with that. And for now, I think that'll be it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like or subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.